Welcome back to My Carolina. All right, so Valentine's Day may be over, but it is the month of love, and there's still plenty of time to find your perfect match.
There is hope. We have Vincent and Genna back in studio to explain how we can attract our perfect love. That's a big order there, Vincent.
Oh, I know it's a big order, but you know what? It's the most important order. You know, it's really interesting. The two greatest commodities on this planet are love and relationships, and yet they are suffering like anything. And that's mostly because people don't know how to attract the right partner. They're constantly looking for their soulmates, and they don't know how to maintain their partner once they wind up having them. Okay? So the point is that everybody has to understand the most important things. It's all about you. The attraction part has nothing to do with anybody else. It has to do with you. And so what you believe about yourself, deep down, now I'm not talking about that conscious awareness stuff, because you ask anybody who is either not in a relationship or in a relationship, do you think you're lovable? Do you think you're good enough? Do you think you're deserving of unconditional love and happiness? Oh, and 90% of the people will automatically, right off the top of the bat, say yes, yes, yes. But then you ask them, well, why don't you have a partner? Why are you constantly struggling? Why is your health bad? Why is this and why is that? And we've been talking about that all last year and coming up, right? And so we understand then what you believe about yourself is what you're putting out into the universe. And here's the most important part of that. Opposites do not attract.
Wow.
You know what, Vincent? I completely agree. I've never understood that saying, because I'm always attracted to somebody who I feel like I have stuff in common with. So I've never understood that saying, but everybody's like, it's so true, it's so true. And then you hear it and you're like, well, it must be true. And then, so you're getting all these thoughts in your head, but I've never felt that. So what does that mean?
Absolutely. Well, it's because you're going to have different personality styles. Plus, you have different genders. So if you have the different genders coming along, they're going to show their internal beliefs or their personality styles differently. And that may be opposite. So, yes, you may be with somebody who loves football, but you don't like watching football, okay? So there's where the opposite can be, but it doesn't mean that the core of who you are is opposite. That is the same. And so what's important about that is when you take care of yourself and you take care of those internal beliefs, you can guarantee yourself attracting a perfect love.
So my question was,
I know you have a lot of questions. Come on, bring them on, bring them on, bring them on. Love expert.
Well, you know, I know you're very big on writing a list of characteristics you want. That makes me lead. Do you go with your intuition when you feel, you know, there's some people you just have that strong chemistry with, or do you go with and say, all right, heart, do I listen to my head? Do I listen to my heart? There's so much like confusing, just like the opposites attract.
That's right. Let me separate some things for you, head and heart, okay? You always want to go with your heart because your heart is connected to your intuition. Your head is connected to your emotions. So when you've got your emotions out of place, that's from your thinking. That is not from your heart, because your heart will always tell you the truth if you abide by it, and it will get stronger. People think all the time, oh, yes, I'm going with my heart. No, you're not. You're going with the thoughts, and you think it's coming from your heart. It's not. Yes, the intuition, you always go with your intuition, but here's the thing about that, Amber. If you're attracting the right person in your life, and that list is really important, then your intuition will tell you right away, this is the one. This is the one to be with. When I am dealing with couples that are breaking apart, I'll either ask the guy or the woman, what do you think? When you first met this person in your life, did you really believe that this was going to be a good relationship? And most of them turn around and say, no, I had doubts. I said, you see, you talked yourself out of it, and that's why it's ending up here. But let me explain why it ends up ending. It's because of what you're believing about yourself. Remember how much we talked about loving yourself, believing you're lovable, believing you're deserving? Those are the deep down feelings. Consciously, you think you believe that. But if you don't have that relationship, that means that you do not believe that about yourself, because you've attracted the wrong one. Somehow, some way, it's going to break apart. It's going to be sabotaged. It is all about you. And the importance of that list is whatever characteristics you want in another person, make sure they're within you. Nobody thinks about that. They complain about the other person. Oh, I want a compassionate person. Meanwhile, they may not be compassionate. Oh, I want a person who shares his feelings or her feelings. But they may not talk about their feelings. So that is not going to work. There's where you see the opposites. And so that's opposites don't work.
Got it. We're going to continue. We're going to end you on
we have
that
to talk about maintaining.
We want to know how to maintain these great relationships. So that's going to be next. So stay tuned for that. We'll be right back.
Yes.
Welcome back to My Carolina. We are continuing our sit down with our relationship pro manifesto, Vincent Genna.
Now, Vincent left us with a cliffhanger saying you are wrong if you think opposites attract, but you are going to help us find what's right with the perfect love. So we know that they're wrong. How do we know something's right?
Well, again, you have to work on what's inside of you. Okay? You've got to truly get down. Remember, that's what my book is all about, getting down to the core beliefs of what your unconscious mind is holding, not your conscious mind, because the energy forces are put out from your unconscious mind, not the conscious one. So even if you think, I'm lovable, I deserve my knight in shining armor, but deep down inside you're thinking, I'm unlovable, I'm not good enough, that's what's going out, and then you attract somebody like that who also believes that. And the problem is, most relationships, the reason why they ever fail is because people are attracting each other for fulfillment of their emotional needs, not because they're sharing themselves. We are complete, wonderful, incredible beings. The whole purpose of a relationship is to learn more about that in yourself. The more you give, my wife and I we're celebrating 50 years of being together, 45 being married.
Wow. Congratulations.
Okay, so I know
So you know how to maintain a relationship.
Absolutely.
So how do we do that?
Right.
What are these steps?
Okay, what we've been talking about is those unconscious beliefs that were caused from you in your early youth, while you were growing up, the messages. We've talked about that over and over, right? Okay, so you know you've got some healing to do. And even if there hasn't been any hurts or pains, all humans want to grow. Carl Rogers was a humanist psychologist, and he always said, if you remove the social constraints off of people, they always want to move forward. Those social constraints are all those beliefs we formed about ourselves because of those messages. So what you do with your partner, I hate couple counseling in trying to teach each other how to talk to each other. Please believe
I've done it.
Yes, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's still not healing you just because your partner's talking to you the right way.
Just a Band-Aid.
I say that, and I'm sure there's great couple counseling. I want to put a disclaimer.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you go to couple counseling because you want to get healed, but the most important part is you have to heal yourself. So, what my wife and I did when I had my spiritual awakening, we really wanted to grow to the best beings that we could be. And most people want to do that, right? But you do it in partnership. So I'm going to work on myself. She's going to work on herself, but we're going to do it together because we can help each other. Right. So if we read a positive book, we'll talk about it. We'll read it, share it together. If we watch a movie, an inspirational movie, we talk about it. Take a program, go to a spiritual center, whatever it is, you do it together. Too many couples are worried about being independent when, by the way, independence is not good. Sure. Either is dependency. Unity. It's interdependency, because you want to be able to help each other. So as a couple, you're helping each other grow. So my wife, like, say I want to rid my vocabulary of as much negativity as possible, right? So we're talking and we may be involved in a conversation and I say something and I don't realize that it's sounding negative, and she goes, hey, honey, did you really want to say it that way? And I go, well, oh, yeah. Oh, that was really negative. Oh, no, I don't want that. I'm going to turn that around. And it's not a complaint. It's not a criticism from her. She's helping me just the same as I'm helping her. Don't you go to your partner and say, hey, do I look okay in these jeans? Is this okay?
Just like that.
Yeah, no, exactly. You use each other to grow, to help, to get stronger, to get powerful. That's how you maintain, because when you grow, your love also grows. And the partnership grows. That is what's solidified my wife and I's relationship, is working on ourselves, but doing it together. We still have arguments, But as soon as we do, we go to our corners and we assess inside what button was just pushed inside of me. What button did I push to make me feel bad about myself that I spoke and I responded that way? And there's always something.
Well, I think that just goes back to being self-aware and
Absolutely.
who you are, and are you doing the best that you can do? Are you having the best attitude that you can for the situation, the environment?
That's right.
Are you treating people the way you want to be treated? There's so many elements that you can reflect on for yourself and make sure that you're doing the best for those around you.
Always. Well, don't you want to grow? Don't you want to do your best and be your best? This is the way to do it, and you can attract the love, maintain it forever, and make it work. And it makes you feel more powerful that you've got somebody to share that incredible love with. There's nothing greater than feeling love for yourself. I'm a good person. I love myself. But you know what? I love her or him even more. And that's the joy of life, is bringing that much love to somebody else. I don't care about having my color on the wall the way I want it, but if it makes her happy to have a different color, then I'm for that. But you can't get to that state until you're good with yourself.
Love it.
Love it. There's so much to learn. Yeah, Vincent, how do we get in touch with you? And if we need some more advice from you, we see you on TV right now. How do we learn more about you? And
go to my website at vincentgenna.com. Pick up my book. I'm telling you right now, you will learn more about you and others from that book alone, and you can connect with me, have private readings with me, everything. So I have classes and everything like that too.
Sending out the good vibes.
Yes, we
I'm putting it out there. It's Love Month.
Love Month.
Love Month.
Thank you again.